Last week, we were quite bullish on Justin Bieber and the trajectory of his career because
he has been all over X lately.
He is
been posting
posting
like mad.
nonstop, trying to promote his new album that he dropped as a surprise for all of his fans. A lot of it is dedicated to his wife, Hailey, who allegedly, according to a new report from TMZ, actually volunteered to bail him out of massive debt that he owed to his former manager, Scooter Braun. He owed this debt because back in 2021, he had to cancel the remainder of his worldwide Justice tour after his diagnosis with Ramsay Hunt syndrome. And it was a huge news item because of people talking about vaccine side effects. He had half of his face completely paralyzed. I think shortly after that, his wife Hailey experienced a mini stroke as well. Two ostensibly, young, totally healthy people going through these extreme medical crises at the same time was really weird. At the time, people were coming up with all sorts of theories about it. But he had to cancel the remainder of the Justice tour, and he had an advance given to him for that tour that he was not able to pay back then.
To Hybe.
When he refunded the tickets to his fans. So Hybe, if you were unaware, is Scooter Braun's company.
Not anymore. He's gone now.
He's not involved in Hybe
No,
anymore?
he doesn't get any of this money. It goes to Hybe, and I think he left.
He doesn't have a role there anymore?
I think he's like a consultant, so he's not going to be he wouldn't get money from this because
I see.
He would be basically an employee.
Okay. So, and it was just a few weeks ago that Justin's wife, Hailey, sold her entire beauty brand called Rhode. And this was only created just a couple of years ago and took off extremely quickly and got to a valuation of $1 billion. She sold it.
He stepped down on July 1st, but he's still on the board of directors. Continue.
He's still involved.
Yes.
Hailey sold her beauty brand, and it had just made it to Sephora shelves. It was a huge deal. They have these phone cases that girls these days are obsessed with, and it's designed to hold the Rhode lip gloss. Huge phenomenon. Justin even referenced it in the lyrics on Go Baby in the new album. And this whole album, according to you, Brett, you interpret this as a huge apology tour for his wife and everything he's put her through.
It feels very hyper-focused, at least in the stuff that I listened to. I didn't get through the whole thing, but like more than a few songs. At the very least, the lyrics weren't layered enough to not make it feel that way.
Mm-hmm. And this is just coming on the heels of Justin Bieber selling his entire discography as well. So there were a lot of headlines about him being in financial dire straits. And it seems, if TMZ is to be trusted, and I usually do trust them, that Hailey Bieber had to swoop in and save him from this debt because he wasn't able to pay it. She has to get the sale through of her beauty brand before he's able to pay off this debt of $31 million.
Your interpretation is that she would have held on to the company for longer,
yes,
but because Justin invested in the company early and he would get a $50 million payout from the sale of the company, he pressured, he said, look, I want to make my investment back. So you should sell your brand.
Correct.
Okay.
That's my interpretation of it, at least. We have a 20 from Jose Quintana. Happy Thursday to Brett, Empress, and Phil. I finally have my Save the Gongo t-shirt. I will spread the story of the plight of the Gonganese everywhere I go as a disciple of the Gongo. What more should I do?
Yes,
Long live PCC.
My Save the Gongo
mug
came in.
Yeah.
And I put it up on the interwebs in case you're interested in seeing that.
Yes, every mug counts, every t-shirt counts toward the Gonganese cause, and we also donate all super chats to the Gongo.
To the Gongo.
So that's the next thing
we
you can
promise.
do. Thank you for that. So my interpretation of this is that behind the scenes, Justin Bieber probably was pressuring his wife to sell her brand before she would have ever considered doing so that he would be able to pay off this debt. And I think that is really shitty. I mean, I think that that's not her responsibility.
If this ends up being true. If
this is true.
I mean, like, again, there could be multiple interpretations of this. Perhaps they said with the launch into Sephora, your company is going to be valued very high right now. The good thing that she has going for her, assuming that we take your, like, what your interpretation is true, is that with a brand launch this successful, that she will be able to launch many more brands because investors will look at her image as one that's reliable.
Right. But
this won't stop with her.
So this is from TMZ. Justin will not pay his multi-million-dollar debt to Scooter Braun's former company Hybe immediately. He will have to ante up until money from the sale of his wife's Rhode beauty company hits their bank account, TMZ has learned. Sources with direct knowledge tell us the settlement between Scooter Braun and Justin has one key provision. Justin doesn't square his $31 million plus debt until the Rhode deal is closed and fully funded. That will be, I think, a month from now. TMZ broke the story. An independent audit showed Justin owed Scooter's company $26 million after Hype paid AEG that amount to bail Justin out for canceling his Justice Tour. He also owed Scooter $11 million in back commissions. There was another $8 million debt that Justin owed Scooter for other commissions, but Scooter waived that amount because he's just such a good guy.
His name's Scooter. Of course he is.
Under
totally
the terms
trustworthy.
of the settlement, Justin agreed to pay Hybe $26 million and half of the $11 million in back commissions, the total coming to around $31.5 million. Our sources say Justin doesn't have the cash to repay the loan, which is just insane to think about. This guy doesn't have $31 million laying around after his extremely successful career and the sale of his discography for multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. That is wild to think about.
I don't know. I don't know, obviously, what he does with his money, but $31 million, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, of course. But for Justin Bieber, you would assume it's not much, especially after the sale of his music.
He sold his catalog for $200 million, and I believe the Hybe deal allows him to keep.
Yes,
he keeps his masters.
So then he only gets. So then he gets probably
$100 million of that after.
Probably maybe 90, but still. So that's like a lot of money.
But if that's your big outstanding debt, then isn't it worse to hold on to it and not pay it off? Like, where did the $90 million go?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you need to pay your bills and stuff, but I mean, and I know this is how, or this is the crux of the story, but I can't even imagine how you get that far into debt to your manager.
Well, this is because of the tour getting canceled early.
Right.
I can't believe there wasn't insurance.
If it was because of a medical crisis, you would assume that would be insured. So there must have been some really egregious mismanagement going on, and that's probably related to him cutting off a lot of business ties in the past year. So the sale of Rhode Beauty was for $1 billion, but there were a number of investors. Obviously, Hailey, the founder, gets a big chunk of the money, but Justin is also an investor. He invested... How much at the beginning?
Oh, did it say in this?
It just says that his cut.
The payout is $50 million, but
his
that could
cut
be
of the
because
sale
of
will be $50.
Yeah, it didn't say the amount he invested.
And in case you're wondering why Justin couldn't cover the debt with the $200 million sale of his catalog, our sources say there's not enough left.
Yeah, after managers, accountants, lawyers, taxes.
And who knows, maybe payments to his spiritual advisors. The good news for Justin is the settlement gives him ownership of his masters, which is a big deal for an artist. Scooter does not actually get any of this settlement money. It all goes to Hybe after Scooter has left the company.
Yeah, so what it says here is that he left the company, but he stepped down as CEO, but he's joining in like an executive advisory role, and he'll be on the board of directors. So I don't know if he'll see the money himself, but he's absolutely relevant to where the company goes moving forward.
I just sent you a tweet of mine from last year that I believe is relevant to the discussion. The baby daddy hug is what it's called.
Yeah.
And it's that hug from behind that, you know, your baby daddy or your...
She's wearing sweatpants. If she had
your
jeans on...
boyfriend.
If she had jeans on, his hands would be in her back pockets.
Yes, yes. These couples, when the woman is paying the bill for, be it Chipotle or a $31 million debt, he's hugging from behind and saying, "I'll get the next one, babe."
Yeah.
And if it's true that Hailey did not have plans to sell her brand without pressure from Justin, that is effed up. I really do think that's effed up because she shouldn't have to clean up your messes for you financially.
I mean, but like, so are Kim Kardashian's brands public or are those her own?
I don't know why.
Like I'm just wondering what the path to follow is in this industry. If how common it is to sell your beauty brand. If you're one of these women that launches these successful brands, like how long do you hold on to it before you sell it? Because I imagine a lot of them end up selling out to these bigger brands, which hold a larger market share and allows them. You know, they get sold the idea like if you want to reach more people in more stores, you have to do business with us because we get a certain amount of the shelf space in these companies, you know?
I'm looking it up. There are other celebrity-owned beauty brands, of course. So in 2019, Kylie Jenner sold a majority stake in Kylie Cosmetics. And then there's also a huge one that Selena Gomez owns. So let's see if Selena did the same. Sell Rare Beauty. That's the name of her brand. Selena has not sold her beauty
So she's
brand.
holding on to it.
Yeah, she has denied explicitly any plans to sell the company, saying, yep, that was back in May of 2024, rather, that she said that, despite early reports that she was exploring a potential sale, which would have valued the brand at $2 billion.
Yeah.
The sale process was paused, and there's no indication that the sale was finalized.
Yeah.
It remains privately held, and Selena Gomez continues to be actively involved in operations.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what to make of that. There's no confirmation, of course, that Hailey Bieber was pressured by her husband into making the sale, but it's just giving me sugar mommy vibes. Like, I know there are a lot of claims that Hailey Bieber was obsessed with Justin for years throughout their adolescence, that she used her family celebrity connections to just end up in the same spaces as him and plant the seeds so that eventually she would end up being his wife. And if that's true, it did work out for her. This is level of female simpery that we've never comprehended before, if this is true, that she was pressured into selling her brand at his behest.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.